The Judicial Philosophies of Supreme Court Justice Elena Kagan by Bryn Fienga and Emily Beattie.
Elena Kagan was born in Manhattan in 1960 as the middle child of three, and her parents were Russian immigrants. Growing up in a traditional Jewish household, she was an active member at her local synagogue, and throughout her primary education, Kagan enjoyed mock trial and learning about government. As she continued to higher education, she attended Princeton University for her undergraduate degree, Oxford University for grad school, and Harvard Law School.
Prior to her seat on the Supreme Court, Kagan had a successful political career. Highlighted in said career, in 1993, she was appointed as special counsel for the Senate Judiciary Committee during RBG's Supreme Court confirmation by Senator Biden. From 1995 to 96, she served as Associate White House Counsel for former President Bill Clinton, and in 1997 through 99, Kagan worked as Deputy Assistant to the President for Domestic Policy. Additionally, she was nominated to the United States Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia Circuit. Later, she then returned to academic work and became a Dean of Harvard Law. In 2009, when she returned to politics, she was nominated and appointed to Solicitor General. Most recently, she was appointed by former President Barack Obama to the United States Supreme Court in 2010.
As one of the 9 Supreme Court justices, Kagan has served on many large and important cases. Her first major case was Ransom vs. FIA Card Services. Here, the court ruled 8-1, and Kagan delivered her first opinion. In Arizona Christian School Tuition Organization vs. Wynn, the justices debated the use of federal funds and the First Amendment right of freedom of religion. Being an issue of church and state brought the case to the Supreme Court, and Kagan wrote the dissenting opinion that taxpayers should be allowed to challenge their fiscal contribution, and that the majority opinion was giving the government a loophole to fund religion. She, along with 3 others, sat in the minority, and was overruled 5-4.
The Supreme Court is made of 9 justices of various backgrounds and political affiliations to ensure fair and equal judgments. Though Kagan is traditionally a liberal, she has been known to stay more moderate while being one of the justices. Kagan once said, quote, "One of the most important things for any judge is to understand that your personal beliefs don't matter. It's the law that matters." End quote. She continues to say, quote, "When you're interpreting a statute, it may not be the statute that you would have written, but it's the one that we have." End quote. These quotes are a testament to her constitutional philosophy as a living constitution. Despite the vague language that is used in the Constitution, Kagan believes the exact language that was used was done so that the meanings could be adjusted and changed throughout the times.
Applying her philosophy of the living Constitution, we look to Cooper v. Harris, where Kagan wrote the majority opinion to strike down 2 of North Carolina's congressional districts after the 2010 census. This case of gerrymandering was brought to the Supreme Court after the congressional districts were accused of redrawing boundaries based on racial demographics. Kagan took charge of the opinion as she strongly believed the lines were drawn purely with racial intent. With the basis of the case relating to race, the topic aligned with the ideals of the Democratic Party in regard to civil rights. However, with her opinion, Kagan was able to convince 4 other members to vote alongside her and take the 5-3 majority against Cooper. This interpretation of the Constitution shows how Kagan views the document as living, as well as how it should be interpreted with modern perspective, rather than how the Founding Fathers intended it. This is a modern case and must therefore be interpreted as such, within the context of the year 2017, rather than 1787 when it was written. The document was written during a time when Black Americans were treated as 3/5 of a person, and Kagan believes that the factors of the modern day must be taken into account in order to properly serve the United States.